Hello there. Today I watched Prisoner's Daughter and now I want to tell you about it. Prisoner's Daughter was directed by Catherine Hardwicke and written by Mark Bakke. The story follows a longtime convict named Max, played by Brian Cox. When terminal cancer sees him released from prison on house arrest, he spends his remaining days trying to win back his daughter Maxine, played by Kate Beckinsale, and his grandson Ezra, played by Christopher Convery. The story is a bit tropey and definitely has the feeling of being Oscar bait, but it invokes a lot of feel-good emotions alongside a good bit of sadness. The roller coaster of emotions is well done, and the film takes on a wild ride from start to finish. There are big dramatic moments, good little jokes here and there, and the characters are likable. The story is also tightly written. It doesn't have any wasted moments, just well-planned and executed scenes that keep you in the emotional cycle. It's exciting because the drama of whether or not Max will live to see a reunited family is juicy, and you end up wanting to see both him and his daughter succeed. They did a good job of setting up both as sympathetic characters. Max is a guy who's trying to turn his life around, and Maxine is the struggling daughter of a criminal who spent his life in and out of jail. She can't pay her bills or afford her son's medicine, and Max can lend a helping hand. The pieces just fit together perfectly. It does emotions really well and has a good bit of tension in the background. The one thing I would note about the writing is that the dialogue is sometimes too cliché. There are a lot of reused lines from other films. There are also weird moments where the dialogue is a little too ribby and it feels off. Like at one point the kid introduces himself to one of the grandpa's friends and the guy just writes him off with a weird comment. It's kind of hilarious, but it feels odd. Cast-wise, the film has two big contenders for standout and a lot of solid performances from the rest of the cast. Most of the time is spent with Max and his family going about their days. Kate Beckinsale as Maxine and Brian Cox as Max are two gigantic personalities in one film, and they go together well. Brian Cox as Max is a recovering alcoholic and drug addict who used to work for the mob. He does some great subtle emotional work and then drops bombs when it comes to the big dramatic moments. He captures the screen and becomes a dominating force. He has great chemistry with Beckinsale and Convery, and there are a couple of great scenes between them. Kate Beckinsale as Maxine is a struggling mother trying to work, do errands, and deal with her abusive drug-addicted ex, Tyler. She's tired and cranky, but still trying her best to be a good mom. We see her go through a huge range of emotions throughout the film, and she nails every single one of them. She's charming and shows a lot of chemistry with the other actors. The rest of the cast is putting in work to flesh out their characters as well. Honorable mentions go to Ernie Hudson as Hank, Christopher Convery as Ezra, and Tyson Ritter as Tyler. Visually, the film is clear about the journey, but there isn't anything special to it. The camera shakes the entire time, there are only a few basic sets, and just normal clothing. They do a good job of capturing the emotional moments, and there are a few transition/montage scenes that are neat, but besides those, nothing really stands out. It works okay as a visual journey, but I'll remember the performances more than the cinematography or the atmosphere that they took place in. Sound-wise, the film doesn't have a lot of music, but the music it has is used extremely well. We hear original songs come in during transitions, montages, and to cap off the occasional emotional moment. The rest of the film is silent with ambient noise in the background. They use music sparingly, but every time it comes in, it's perfect. They've got the emotions right, the lyrics tend to relate to the story, and they only play long enough to up the atmosphere but never overstay their welcome. Overall, The Prisoner's Daughter is a little tropey, but it's got a great cast that's nailing a highly emotional story about redemption. The visual journey is a little boring, but it's backed by some good music and decent writing. Brian Cox and Kate Beckinsale are awesome in their roles, and if you're in the mood for an emotional ride, then this one will tug on your heartstrings. It didn't try anything new, but it did well with what it set out to accomplish. 8 out of 10. And remember, these are just my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Bye-bye!